Racket number 2, they have done a slight flippy floppy. Not a
I
real flippy
mean, this
floppy.
is not. I mean, in my mind, this is a
They have
racket. They're just trying to get themselves in the headline.
they have adjusted their forecast for this year's housing prices. So we'll link this below. Zillow home value and sales forecast April 2022. Zillow expects annual home value growth to begin a gradual cool down late this spring. Zillow forecasts 14.9% growth over the next 12 months. They're still saying about 6.09 million existing home sales are expected in 2022. Well, that's actually a 0.5% decrease from 2021, but in line with their latest forecast. So their forecast was calling for a 16.5% growth in home sale growth in the values, now at 14.9%. They're also expecting over the next 3 months that it's going to grow 5.5% instead of the 5.9% that they previously predicted. So do you feel a cool down of sorts coming when it relates to home values in real estate, Nicole?
I'm not feeling a cool down. I mean, and this is again, they're saying a cool down, but this isn't. You don't even need to put on a jacket for this cool down that they're talking
Not even
about.
a windbreaker?
I mean, 1%. I mean, what are you really talking about here? Again, there's still fabulous numbers. I mean, Byron, we always talk about sort of like a healthy market each year is what, maybe like 5%. So again, to be at almost like still at 15%, especially, again, I mean, obviously we're talking more about our market here in Connecticut. I mean, that's huge.
And
It's still, even if we're going down from the 1% that they were projecting, I mean, this is still going to be a great market. It continues to be a great seller's market. And I don't need a jacket. I don't feel like I need a jacket.
you can see in the chart that Bobby will post here, if you're watching on YouTube, that these, to Nicole's point, these adjustments are very slight, but they're obviously seeing some data. One of the data points that they are seeing is a lot less traffic and inventory on their site. So inventory levels remain near record lows,
Hmm.
but they do have the potential to recover faster than anticipated, which could lower future price and sales volume projections. Now, I think if that is true, if inventory does come on the market, which I haven't heard one broker, I haven't heard one team leader say, yeah, Byron, in our market, we're all of a sudden seeing a lot of inventory. Still haven't heard that today, having conversations every single week. Nobody's saying that. If that were to happen with these interest rates continuing to accelerate, then sure, I could see prices drop. This
Yeah.
slight cool down, I mean, this is kind of like, this is picking hairs here. I don't
Yeah.
see this as huge news.
No.
Um, there,
Well, it actually reminds me a little bit of the article we talked about maybe five weeks ago, when they said that under contracts were down, but again, like the underlying reason for that was because of inventory. The under contracts was down because there just weren't enough. There weren't any more homes to put under contract. So,
yeah.
I feel like this is sort of on that same line there.
So Zillow sees a cool down coming. To Nicole's point, it's not even worthy of a windbreaker jacket. They are forecasting
No jacket.
14.9% growth over the next 12 months, where they were previously projecting 16.5% growth on home sale prices. What do you think? Do you think that Zillow will be right? Is it going to cool down slightly from previous projections, which is much higher than like Fannie, Freddie Mac, and others' projections? So
I feel like what they were projecting and where they're at are it's not. I mean, watch us land right in the middle. I mean,
yeah,
there's still
it's if
decent
if you're a
track.
seller, you're still in
You're
control.
fine.
So
You're
all the
still
listing
in
agents,
control
go get some
for
more
sure.
listings. Hey guys, appreciate you checking out this episode of The Real Word. If you want the full episode, go over to the Broke Agent YouTube. That's where we're hosting the full podcast. If you want to continue to see the segments broken out and the short clips, stay right here on The Real Word YouTube.